once it starts flashing. We're talking about area of triangles and trapezoids. So, on the board. How many are trapezoids? Two. Guys, raise your hand if you've seen a trapezoid before. Do those shapes look familiar to you? Okay, we've got to talk about the trapezoid. Alright, so check it. What is a triangle? Guys, how do you know if something is a triangle? Can I get a hand in the air? What do you look for? What are qualities of a triangle? Okay, Ashlyn, what do you think? Okay, 3 sides. Let's write it down. Oh, I like that. It also has to be closed. They can't be open. Closed figure. Good job. Alright, so how are you going to classify a trapezoid? What do you notice? How do you know that this one is a trapezoid compared to other stuff? Sarah, what do you think? Okay, so it has 4 sides. That's a must. Well, what else has to be true about a trapezoid to make it a trapezoid? Ashlyn, keep going. Oh, good job. Way to use your vocab. She said top and bottom have to be parallel. Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, let's move on. Let's say area of these. Okay, so we've got our triangle. Now, this is very similar to yesterday's. Guys, what does the capital A stand for? Area. All right, area. What's going on with this half, the B, and the H? They're all being times. Good job. So we'll do 1/2 times, what's the B? Yeah, we learned that yesterday. And what's the H? All right, there you go. That's it. But you gotta remember to do the half because it's half of a rectangle. Do you believe me? If we drew a diagonal line for a rectangle, would it make 2 triangles? Yeah, that's why. Really, do you believe me? Do we need a visual of this? Okay, now remember, before I show you the visual, guys, you've got to be very picky. Now remember the height. What do you watch for on the height? Yes, watch for the 90-degree angle. Make sure the base is making an upside down T with that. Make sure it's perpendicular with that. If they throw in any other numbers, we don't need them. We just need the height and we just need the base. Don't forget to cut it in half. Okay, so let's put up, so there's your rectangle. Maybe that big. What if we cut this in half? Do you agree with me? Now there's 2 triangles. 1 triangle here, 2 triangles here. Well, do you remember the area formula for this? Is this a parallelogram? Do you remember the area formula from yesterday? Yeah. Well, but we only want one of the triangles, right? That's why you put it in there. That's where the formula comes from. Yeah, cool. I'm glad you guys understood that. It's on the trapezoid. This one is involved. Let me move stuff around so we can write this in words. Okay, find a spot on your notes to write it down, guys. We know all of this stuff. There's just a tiny tricky thing. So what does the A stand for? All right, so that's area. We're still going to cut it in half. So that's half. What's going on with that half of the H? Yep, so we've got to times by the height. But now we're going to times by, here comes order of operations. You've got to remember to keep your parentheses. So parentheses, guys, what the heck is B1? Perfect, that's base 1, because trapezoids have 2 bases. They have a top base and a bottom base. So that would be base 1 plus base 2. Don't stress, you just have to use the numbers that they give you. It's a formula, and we're just going to put the numbers in. Now, what do you think? Is it going to matter which one we use for base 1 and base 2? No, it doesn't, because we're adding them, right? It doesn't matter what order we add stuff in. So right here. So let's practice on this one, guys. Let's throw some numbers in here. Let's pretend the height was, let's do 5 inches. Let's pretend this bottom base was, I don't know, about 10 inches. And this base right here, let's say, I don't know, 4 inches. Okay, let's stick it into the formula. So right here, we're just going to put A equals 1/2 times, stop. Here's your first treasure hunt. You have to find the height from the picture. What is it? Okay, so put a 5 right there. So that's the first number that we included. So now we'll times by, we've got to have our parentheses. Base 1 and base 2. Again, does it matter which one you use for base 1 and base 2? No, we just have to add them. So what are we adding together? Yeah, 10 and 4. I'm gonna write it. So 10 plus 4. But I like what Coleman said. Coleman said, well, it's just 14. So our next step would be, we've got area is 1/2 times 5 times, what was 10 plus 4? There you go. That's it. But you have to type it in your calculator, okay? Question, Casey? Oh, you have the answer. Give me 2 seconds. Sarah, do you have a question? Go ahead. Yes, you do. She said, do we need to put inches squared for our answers? Yes, because we're finding the area of it, so it's inches times inches, which is inches squared. Okay, Casey, we're ready for you. What'd you get for your answer? 35? And like Sarah just said, we'll do inches squared. Good job, guys. Okay, let's move on. Practice. Okay, I need a hand in there. Tell me how to set up this. Well, tell me what shape it is, and then tell me how to set it up. Diego, help us. It's a triangle, so what do we do? Uh-huh. Alright, he said base times height, and then he said, well, 1/2 times base times height. That's perfect. Diego, keep going. So I'll do 1/2 times, what's the base?
2, 6.
6 is the base.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, be careful. Times, Diego, what's the height?
4.5.
4.5 for the height. We got it from right there.
I don't.
Diego, you already have the answer?
Yeah.
Alright, what is it?
13 and a half.
13.5. Keep going. 13.5 what?
Inches squared.
There you go. So here we go. This is a trapezoid, so we have ours, but it's actually not too bad. What do you have to remember to add together? The 2 bases. So we'll do area equals 1/2 times height. Guys, shout out. What is the height?
4.
Perfect, guys. All right, now shout out the bases.
3, 6.
Perfect. And I like that you said and 6 because technically we're adding them together. All right, so here we go. We'll have area equals 1/2 times 4 times, what's 3 plus 6? You've got to add those together first. Okay, here we go. We're on to the next part. Guys, do you already have the answer? I knew 18 what? Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to stop the recording. Don't you think? Stop it.